Let's go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright. So it's one of those crazy technical games. Are you going to pull some crazy stuff right at the start?
I am not. I am not one of the guys who plays Alucard and Richter, so the first 12 seconds of my run is going to be much less spectacular than some other runners.
Just
But
making sure.
I do my best. Richter is an incredibly hard character, and I mean, the guys that put tons of hours into him can still barely do the start of Alucard correctly. So I do what I can. But once we jump into Alucard, I can show you guys some pretty amazing stuff. This game has really in-depth movement, tons of different mechanics that allow you to, save time everywhere. It's a really great game.
Now, why do you choose all bosses over the other categories?
All bosses gets a couple of relics that are pretty much just very fun to use. They're really cool movement mechanics. The leap stone, which allows you to double jump and kick, and the gravity boots, which allow you to do some really cool gravity boot tech into bat, which you will see in the second half of the run. This is stuff that any percent doesn't get, and it's kind of unfortunate, which is why I like this category more. And other than that, it's pretty much the, you'll see some glitches later in the run. This is a glitch right here, it's called the death skip. Allows me to keep my equipment that's ridiculously overpowered from the start of the game throughout the entire game, which is going to involve, or which is going to allow me to, do some ridiculous things later, such as the Alucard shield rod special, which is what I'm going to be using to kill every boss. And that thing is so ridiculously overpowered and does so much damage that it's pretty much going to instantly kill every boss in the game. So this category is mainly about, really good movement around the castle as opposed to, good fighting skills on bosses. It's really interesting and fun. That's why I like it. And so this game starts out pretty much exactly like any percent for the first, 10 minutes or so. I'm just going to be shield dashing my way through the castle until we can do a glitch later on, which allows us to freely move around the castle and pretty much blow everything up. And so I'm going to be doing a lot of shield dashing at the start and just basic movement tech. And one of the big movement techs in this game, as you've probably already seen, is the shield dashing right here. You can use your dash and then cancel that with the shield, allowing you to get pretty much the fastest movement out of the start of the dash. And it's a very hard tech. And so pretty much the first half of this run is going to involve a lot of shield dashing around the castle. The second half of the run will be a lot of moving around the castle with the bat, which I will get later, and is very fast alternative to movement. I'm collecting a few hearts here to use the stopwatch on a couple bosses later. It's usually not effective on bosses, but there's a couple uses for it. These Fooey men, they're quite a formidable opponent. Hard to get by. Love to get you.
Men from Medusa heads.
Yeah. stopwatch that I'm going to be using later. Shield potion, great. So you can see right here my shield dashing gets a little faster. That's what I call the ROM Scout shield dash. I use my both hands to mash the buttons required. But I don't have the ability to do that everywhere. It's much too hard to move my left hand back and forth between the control stick and the buttons. It's a ROM Scout special right there. But in these very long stretches of just shield dashing, I can do it. That looks pretty good. So this right here is Doppel 10. It's level 10 doppelganger, and the stopwatch I have is going to allow me to freeze him in place. It's one of the 2 bosses in the whole game that the stopwatch works on, I believe. And so, you know, I have the ridiculous sword from earlier, so I just go right through him. Like I said, this isn't about fighting, it's about movement. So this right here is the wolf relic. This is going to do is allow me to not exactly big sequence breaks, but some small exploits. You can if you transform into the wolf, you can kick out of it, allowing me to kick off a candle in a second and go up and get the mist. And once I have the mist, I can start breaking the game further, and that's where the run really gets fun. Right now is all just kind of setting up, getting the few things I need for later. Got pretty lucky on those guys. They can shoot some fireballs right into your face. And despite the fact that I'm holding a shield out in front of me, it doesn't matter. The fireball goes right through it. It's one of the wonders of this game. And so up here is one of the big bottlenecks of this game. In this clock, it opens every even numbered time, so it opens at 8 flat. And so I got here a little late. If you're good, you can get there while it's still closed. And so pretty much any speed you have past that is inconsequential. So it's one of the big bottlenecks and eveners between players in this game is how fast, if you can get a sub 8 clock rush. So I'm coming here into the Coliseum to get 2 very important items. I'm going to get Mist, which is going to allow me to get Bat and do a couple tricks, and I'm getting the Shield Rod, which allows me to do the Alucard Shield Special, which does approximately 1 billion damage to whatever I touch with it. It will kill everything. So I gotta go over here, get Mist. Uh-oh. That's not good. Oh well. You can get him before he starts moving, but I accidentally made a slight movement error, causing his AI to change and attack me. Soul Steel, please. It's not working. The input reader for the spells in this game is very strange, and sometimes it just doesn't work for who knows why. It's one of the wonders of this game. So I'm going to do a little trick here to get up and go get a fairy card, which I'm going to use in a second to do a nice big glitch. This is a very important trick that I don't mess up. Okay, great. Okay. That's scary. Those books are very, very scary. Their movement is RNG dependent, and it's like impossible to have a strat that works for everything. So now that I have the fairy card, I'm going to go do a little trick in the shop with the garnet I got earlier, and I'm going to get pretty much as much money as I could ever need, and I'm going to buy an item called the duplicator with it, which is going to allow me to do some crazy stuff throughout the castle.
I'm interested in this.
Thank you.
I'm interested in this.
Make sure I don't screw anything up.
Thank you.
I'm in.
Thank you. Thank you. Farewell for now.
Okay, so now I have this item called the Monoprism, which I have infinite of due to the duplicator, which is going to allow me to refill my MP and fly around the castle very quickly with the bat. And that's going to be the main form of movement. It also makes you invulnerable and you can hop through enemies like that right there. It's another room I use to stop watching. So those are some buffalo stars in the boss's face. Like, instantly dies, just like every other boss in this whole run. It's great. Okay, so this is where we start using bat tech instead of shield dashing. This is where the game gets fun and very difficult. It's too much to say for the rest of the run. I'm gonna have to focus a lot.
Focus is good. Also, we have a $69 donation from Casasby. We got 30 to Mickey, 20 to DKC3 Color Swap, and 19 to the Culex Fight. Thank you very much.
So you can see a trick we use when we're using the bat is you can mist and then turn right back into bat. And what that does is it can instantly change your momentum. Oh god. And that's really useful for navigating the castle. Oh my. Oh, the harpy's coming. Okay, so if you've seen any percent runs of this game, this is where all bosses starts to differ. With any percent, you're gonna just like wander up to Richter and go finish the game. With all bosses, I'm gonna go down here and get an item called the Leap Stone, which is probably the most fun item in the game. It allows me to do this called the back kick. It's that right there, and you can You can use it to very quickly maneuver around the castle. This is the thing that I like most about this category. It's really, really fun. You can do it through these loading rooms. You can do it everywhere. It's just a blast. Do a little glitch here. It used to be called the cow skip, but we don't use the cow shield anymore, so I don't know what it's called. But it's pretty difficult. Ah. Okay, there we go. Uh-oh. Oh, you can fly across the top of that screen. But missed it a little bit. It's no problem. So yeah, this is the point in the game where we wander around the castle and start killing stuff. The glitch you just saw was me activating the Alucard shield spell, and as you see now, it pretty much obliterates anything in its path. That's a boss. That was really good. That room is very difficult. It's very hard to start moving downward after you wing smash due to the input required. Yeah, if anyone, so the input I'm giving for every single one of the times the bat charges, it's called a wing smash. You have to hold A, do up 3/4 circle to forward, and then let go of A. And those only last, a couple seconds. So I have to, if I want to wing smash for a long distance, I have to do that multiple times without dropping one, or else I fall. It's a very difficult input to get consistently. But this is the this is called the cavern skip. This is the hardest trick in the run. It's very difficult. Okay, perfect. So that is a 1-frame window into a 2-frame window that clips the doggy through the ground. I use pause buffering with the map screen to make it a lot easier. It's still very difficult even with the pause buffering. But, second try is pretty good. I'm happy with that.
Ooh, and I thought I would mention we do have another marathon donation incentive where you can bid between Marina and Seal's outfits. So right now it's regular, so if you put some money towards it, you can get bunny outfits or maid outfits.
So here's an example of the very cool gravity boots tech you can do. The item I got earlier. It allows you to, shoot up into the air, and then you can transform into a bat midway and start flying around very quickly. It's pretty cool tech. So this is a skip right here. It's just a small clip through that ground caused by that door moving down right there. It's pretty easy, but it looks pretty cool. It saves a lot of time. Oh. This is frog hell right here. Oh, you can get really screwed over by these frogs. You have to bait this guy over here to throw a barrel at me. Sometimes the frogs will hit you close to him and he'll throw the barrel. You have to redo the room. Thankfully, the frogs did not interrupt today. I got some more bosses. You can see how heavily I also abuse the mana prism that gives me infinite MP to go through enemies. It's very helpful. Getting a little low on MP there. If my MP ever hits exactly 0 during this run, my Alucard shield spell wears off, and then I'm gonna have to recast it, which, you know, wastes a considerable amount of time. So I, at all costs, try to avoid my MP dropping that low. Alright, so I have officially killed all the bosses in the lower castle, so we're gonna head to the inverted castle, kill some more bosses. Gotta do a skip called the Richter skip. It's a very famous skip. It's gonna... Let's see if I can get it. This is oh my god. Oh my god. We're gonna do the old skip. So there's been a new skip found. You can use the doggy and cause the same glitch to occur. Just right here. And then we're gonna... But I didn't seem to get it, and the bad backup stride is still very fast, so it's not too much of a loss. So I just skipped effectively half of kind of the game. But I killed all the bosses, so it's good.
But I thought Richter was a boss.
I can go kill him if you'd like and get the bad credits. The true boss that Richter is, you know, playing his any percent. He's just impossible to control, and I can't do it. I have huge respect for all the Richter runners. It's a very tough thing they do.
Oh yeah, we do have a $5 donation from Honey Bunny. I took a nap just to be awake for Galgun. I want bunny outfits.
That game was something. I had never seen that before.
It's an awesome game. I have it myself.
So this is a very technical part of the castle, using a lot of all of the movement techniques that we have available to very quickly move around the space. Yep. Chaining wing smashes like this is ridiculously difficult. You have to slowly lower your height so you don't go into the ceiling while not dropping a wing smash. It's just a very stressful part of the run.
Damn. Looks like you're teaching ROM some new tech too.
I wish.
You just said, why don't I do the second room of outer wall like that? I'm a moron.
Really? Okay, that's great. So this is Doppelganger level 40. It's the second boss in the game that the stopwatch works on. It's pretty great. It's really unfortunate. It's hard to learn stuff for this category due to so few runners, but it's nice that we can learn from each other. I learn a lot of stuff from him, and he's learned, I know, at least a couple things from me and the other few runners, like Epically Epic, who have done runs of this category.
Yeah, and he tried teaching me the Richter skip, and that didn't go too well.
Yeah.
It's kind of free now compared to how it was ages ago.
Yeah, I can't do the doggy clips without buffering. It's too hard. But now we get the easy doggy version of Richter skip. I like it. Don't have to learn the old stuff anymore. Uh-oh. What is going on? How am I over here? Okay. My wing smash didn't want to stop. That was fun. So this is the only boss in the game that doesn't instantly die. It's quick, but it's not instant, unfortunately. I actually have to like do something to try to fight him. Uh-oh. That's a really bad ring to fall in, since you can't back kick out of it, or else you'll hit those skeletons. That's no problem, though. So we're gonna take this warp back to the other half of the castle and go through the cathedral part, finish up the bosses, and then head to Dracula. Oh my god, okay, those rooms went really, really well. Those are very difficult rooms. Just try not to bonk in. You can hit your head on the ceilings very easily instead of transforming in the back correctly. Kinda like that. This guy has the longest death animation ever. Give me some time to do some cool slides. Uh-oh. You can go straight into that gate from that. It's pretty difficult though, which is kind of cool when you get it. So this is one of the other, this is usually what happens to bosses when you use the stopwatch. They get all slowed down, but they don't completely freeze. So the stopwatch is still useful on them, but it's nothing like completely freezing the enemy and, you know, just wailing on them. Oh no! Walk back in. I don't even know how it's possible. Okay. In case you also didn't notice, when I touch things with that shield, it refills my HP and my hearts. It's pretty much absurd. I don't know how they thought that thing was good in this game. So I got one more big skip in this game. This is called the relic skip. Talk about it in a second once I get it. Okay. So the bosses. Oops, I don't need to. The bosses in the upper half of the castle drop relics. You need 5 of them to open this door below me. And despite the fact that I, killed all the bosses and they were right there, it's pretty slow to go pick them up. So instead, we just, do a glitch called an RSL, or reverse shift line. It uses the heart refresh there to clip me through the wall and into the chamber. gonna have time coming up in a second, so get ready. Alright, time.
Go back whence you came. Trouble the soul of my mother
That's
no
where
more.
he stops.
How? How is it that I've been so defeated?
So what was my time?
I'm waiting to see it happen. I'm actually watching the stream,
Okay.
so it's behind by like, you know, like 45 seconds or something.
Yeah, that's fine. I actually think I PB'd by
I'm glad you're
at least
all right.
some, so I'm kind of curious. That was pretty good.
I saw like a 310, 3610.
36?
For destroying him.
Wow, that was a little slower than I thought it was. I guess I wasted some time doing some stuff.
Must always remember that the
It's
only
pretty hard to
thing
gauge how
necessary
fast
for
you're going in
evil
this
to
game.
triumph is for good men to do nothing.
Man, you should do like all relics next, and then you get my favorite relic where Alucard turns into a fart.
The blood that flows in my veins is cursed.
Yeah, that's actually a
For this world, if I were to
Forgone
disappear
Moose routed that into a task of it,
See.
and I think it would be a pretty cool category to run.
forever, will not be
I've thought about it, I just haven't, you know, had the time to do it yet.
Alucard,
Don't you want to go after him, Maria?
You get some pretty
No,
cool relics in
it's
that.
best
You
this
get
way. I can't ease
the one
this
that lets the
torment.
wolf charge extremely fast, and you can just, you know, clip
We'll meet
right through
again.
walls with that thing.
And on that day, maybe.
I see.
Let's go.
This game will never be
Everyone's waiting
patched.
for us.
Yes. Let's get out of here.
We had a very good run.
Nice.